Everybody's got to tell, huh? What's yours?
You're going to have to figure that one out for yourself.
Go! Go!
Put your weapon down! 3!
I don't want to die here.
2!
We have to go now.
Oh, it's going to be a long night.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 thriller No Exit, a film that is directed by Damien Power and it stars Havana Rose Liu, Danny Ramirez, David Rysdale, Mila Harris, Dennis Haysbert and Dale Dickey. Now the film focuses on Havana Rose Liu's character Darby, who is a recovering drug addict. We see her at the beginning of the film. She's in therapy. She's not allowed to leave. If she does, she will get sent back to jail. However, she gets a phone call while in therapy telling her that her mother has fallen ill and in Salt Lake City. And so she is desperate to leave to go and see her mother. So she basically escapes, and during a strong snowstorm she is advised by the local police to stop at I think it's like an information centre or something, like, or a visitor centre, where there's a few more people holed up in there waiting out the storm. When she gets there, she goes outside to look for a signal on her phone, and she notices that one of the vans outside, she can hear a child screaming. When she looks in the back, she sees a child who is being gagged and taped up and obviously abducted. It falls to her then to figure out what is going on, who within this group has kidnapped this child, and how on earth she's going to save this child from the abductors. Right, what are my thoughts on No Exit? Well, what we have here is a really nicely put together thriller. It's when you go into a film and it's a thriller, there are certain things I certainly expect to see when I go into a thriller. I generally want to be kept right on the edge of my seat and gripped throughout, as the name thriller suggests. Now, not a lot of thrillers manage to pull this off, but I'm happy to say this is one of those thrillers that really does tick all the boxes. It was very, very engaging, this film. Really nicely made with some tremendous performances and a real tense experience. I was really impressed for the large part of this film. That's not to say the film doesn't have some faults, because it does. As I mentioned, when she discovers that this child has been abducted in the back of this van, the process of elimination starts for her. You know, there's like a tense card game between everybody that's holed up in this visitor centre, and there's another there's another 4 of them beside her, so 5 in total in this visitor centre, and she's trying to kind of scope out who it could potentially be, and we don't know as an audience member, so we're kind of part of the investigation with her. Now, for my liking, I thought the reveal takes place too soon. I was just kind of getting into, who could it be? And I think it could have been almost like a whodunit for a large chunk of the film. But no, it moved on from that fairly quickly, and the reveal takes place, which was a bit disappointing to me. But then the film evolves and transcends into this real fight for survival then. And then it becomes something else, the film, and I probably enjoyed that even more than potentially the film I was expecting it to give us, like a bit of a whodunit, bit of a mystery type thing. It becomes a real survival film then, where this woman Darby is desperate to save this girl, but also desperate to stay alive, and she's massively resourceful, very, very brave, and a real strong female lead, and I really just loved her character, and I loved the performance by Havana Rose Liu. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Don't recall seeing her in much before, but I thought she did an absolutely brilliant job here as this character who is vulnerable, flawed. Obviously, she's a recovering drug addict. obviously been in jail and all this kind of stuff, and she's been dismissed and thrown to the sidelines by her family because they don't even want her to go and visit the mum who's fallen ill because they've given up with her. So this is this really vulnerable and flawed character, and the strength that she shows to get through everything she has to get through in this film. And trust me, she has to get through a lot of personal pain and grief to get through the events of this film when it becomes a real fight for survival. And I just think one of the strongest female characters I've seen on screen for a long, long time, and I really enjoyed her character. The other characters in the visitor centre, you would certainly, a couple of them, you would like to have been fleshed out a little bit more. Other than a few conversations here and there, you don't really get the feeling they were fleshed out. I mean, the Dennis Haysbert and Dale Dickey characters, I mean, two great actors, and they're fine in the film. They're together as a partnership sort of thing. Like, I'm not sure if it's husband and wife or just partners, or I'm not even sure if they were just really good friends. It never really made it clear who they were. And what their relationship was to each other and all this kind of stuff. It hinted at it, but you would have liked a little bit more fleshed out from them. And the other two characters as well, you kind of are. It reveals as the film goes on who they are and what they're, where they come from and all this kind of stuff. But make no mistake, the real central performance here is by Havana Rose Liu. Who just does an absolutely fantastic job. I mean, a great performance at displaying all the emotions at the right times. But I mean, there's some scenes where she gets absolutely brutalized in. And I can't recall an actor expressing pain and distress. And I mean, physical pain the way she does. I mean, she just literally looked like she was going to vomit, throw up and faint all at the same time. It was very, very good performance. I really enjoyed it. So it really kept me on the edge of my seat, this film, throughout. So you've got the first half of the film, which is a little bit of a mystery whodunit, and then the second half of the film is like a real fight for survival, trying to stay alive and trying to save this girl from the culprits, or the culprits who've kidnapped and abducted this girl. And, you know, it was just a real surprise for me. I didn't expect to enjoy this one as much as I did. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to win any films of the year or anything, but sometimes you are always pleasantly surprised by a film if it kind of really, really delivers, and this one did for me. It was almost an 8 out of 10 from me, but I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out if you get the opportunity. If you like a good thriller that's going to keep you engaged, and it's full of tension throughout, I think you'll really, really enjoy this one. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back, of course, with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.